Hi, Guy. Well, I've finally gone and done it. I've taken the plunge and I've pre-ordered a Nintendo Switch. I have been umming and ahhing about it for a good 2, maybe 3 weeks now. I was so excited about it when they first did the launch video last year, and I've been going up and down, and they really have been putting me off lately. But I thought, it doesn't actually cost you a penny to place a pre-order. I can still and ah about it even longer, and I might still cancel it. I'm still not decided. But one thing that's been really stood out to me in a lot of like the news reports and stuff online and forums and things like that is the internet browser. Basically, Nintendo have said that it's not going to come with one. They haven't actually said if it's going to be added later. But I've been seeing a lot of comments online about like, oh, well, who cares? I can just use my phone or I can just use another device. And I'll have to say, like, that's absolute rubbish. I mean, the internet or a browser, it's not a feature. It's not something wonderful and special that should be lauded or anything like that. It's basic functionality for a device which has got internet access. I mean, it's all very well saying, oh yeah, you can just use mobile, go onto my PC or blah blah blah, I'll go and get access to it somewhere else. But the fact is, if I'm sat there using a portable device, it doesn't matter whether I'm playing a game or chatting to maybe friends with the chat feature that's coming with it. The fact is, if I'm sat there with this multimedia device and I want to skip over to a website, maybe I'm playing like Zelda or a new game and I need a solution, I can then just skip over to the browser, look something up, maybe an FAQ, do some of the basics, or I might be playing a game, switch back to the equivalent of the home screen, go online, type something on a forum, It's very, very basic functionality that should be included with the device. It should be with all devices that can go online. I mean, yes, I could hobble the thing on my lap for 30, 40 seconds while I then clamber about and find my mobile, or maybe drag the switch over to the PC to the side, and then put it down whilst I go online and do something else. But the thing is, you're adding extra steps to something which is a very, very basic. It's not even a feature. It should just be part of the system. I mean, Nintendo were creating browsers back on the DS, for God's sake. Yes, you could get a DS browser. Now, this is something they've been doing for it was on the Wii, the DS, what's that? The Wii 2004, so call it 2005, probably when I don't know, maybe the browser come out a bit later, but the fact is, it was in on the basic Wii console years and years ago. It was on the Wii U. The fact is, we've had browsers on for a very long time. It's something it's a must. It should just be included. And it just winds me up seeing people get so go blasé about it. Oh, well, I don't care. I'm not going to use it. But just because you don't use something, it doesn't mean that everyone else should then lose that or lose access to it as a feature. It should be there. There's no excuse for it. Nintendo cannot just throw this away. And then it might be just like, it's a web browser. For God's sake, how many browsers? Just off the top of my head, you've got Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Opera, Firefox, what's it, Thunder? I can't remember. There's loads of them, but the fact is, there's so many companies that do free browsers, which would have quite happily, I'm sure, if they'd have gone to them and just says, could we use your browser on our device? They would have rejigged it, coded it for them. It wouldn't have cost them even very little or probably nothing at all. You get someone like Firefox or Opera, they'd want their browser on a device to be seen by more people because it increases the chance of them being used on other PC devices because it helps them build out on the marketplace. So it's a very strange and silly decision that they've done. Now, I'm sure further down the line that they will stick one on because I just, to me, it doesn't make sense. It should be there. This is not something we should be arguing about as a feature that shouldn't be on it as a device. But again, the point is, why isn't that there at launch? This is a device where you've got internet access to then turn around later and say, oh, well, we're going to be charging for a service, blah, blah, blah. you should have the basics in place. I mean, one of the big annoying things I think is I'm going to be using this Switch to some degree to portability, so I'll be carrying it around with me. What I'd love to be able to do, because it's quite nifty and it's the right size, I'd be able to watch things like YouTube videos, upload stuff. And that's another great thing. You could be using it. It's like the share functionality, push it over to you. There's nothing like that coming, and they've not announced anything further. And again, Nintendo, what can I say? Well, I'm getting mine in a few weeks, so hopefully I've cheered up a bit by then. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and please look forward to another video soon.